What if the last digit of your birth year is not random, not a coincidence, but a karmic code carried from another lifetime? Ancient Buddhist teachings say the soul leaves patterns behind, emotional imprints, unfinished lessons, and silent vows that follow us into this life. And now, pause for a moment and ask yourself, why do certain emotional pains repeat no matter how much you change? Why does anxiety appear without a clear cause, or a sense of not belonging follow you even when everything seems fine? This is not a flaw. This is memory. A memory stored in your energy. The final digit of your birth year acts like a spiritual signature, revealing what your soul has already lived, what it mastered, and what it still must heal. When you understand this number, confusion turns into clarity, self-judgment turns into compassion, and suddenly your inner struggles begin to make sense. Now listen carefully, because what you are about to discover is deeply personal. Some souls return carrying the weight of responsibility, always caring for others and forgetting themselves. Others come back restless, unable to settle, searching for meaning everywhere. Some feel called to lead, to break cycles, to rebuild from nothing, while others live torn between deep inner wisdom and a world that feels shallow and disconnected. Have you ever felt different, misunderstood, or as if your life follows invisible patterns you didn't choose? You are not alone. Entire generations are awakening to this truth. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what lesson your soul brought into this lifetime, why your emotional patterns exist, and how your past life energy shapes your mission now. Stay with me, because this knowledge doesn't just explain who you are, it reveals why you are here. Before we go any further, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel for powerful insights on Buddhist teachings, feng shui, and ancient wisdom. Your support helps us bring more life-changing content your way. Comment below, I align with the energy of my birth year and claim wealth, abundance, and prosperity in my life in 2026. This simple affirmation is your first step to aligning with the universe's prosperity. When you declare it, you activate the energy of success and financial freedom in your life. There is a quiet question many people carry through life but rarely say out loud. A question that returns in moments of silence, late at night, or during emotional exhaustion. Why am I like this? Why do the same emotional patterns repeat even when the circumstances change? Why does a sense of anxiety, responsibility, or disconnection appear without a clear reason? According to ancient spiritual teachings, nothing about this is accidental. What you feel is not randomness. It is memory. Memory carried by the soul across time. In ancestral Buddhist-inspired wisdom, the soul does not begin at birth, and it does not end with death. It moves, it remembers, it returns. Each life carries subtle imprints from the previous ones, unfinished lessons, emotional tendencies, roles once played too intensely or abandoned too early. These imprints do not punish you. They guide you. They quietly shape how you react, what you fear, what you crave, and what feels strangely familiar even when you cannot explain why. Many people live believing their emotional struggles are personal flaws, that their sensitivity is weakness, that their restlessness is immaturity, that their loneliness means something is broken inside them. But ancient teachings suggest something very different. They suggest that repeated emotional experiences are signals, not mistakes, signals that the soul is still working through something meaningful. When you see life this way, shame begins to dissolve, self-judgment softens, confusion slowly turns into curiosity. If you have ever felt that your life follows invisible patterns, that certain burdens appear too early, or that you carry emotions deeper than your circumstances justify, pause here. Take a breath. What if your experiences are not defects to fix, but messages to understand? What if your life has been speaking to you all along, waiting for you to listen? In many ancient Buddhist-inspired traditions, time is not seen as a straight line moving forward. It is seen as a cycle of becoming, forgetting, remembering, and returning. Within this understanding, the soul is not a blank slate at birth. It arrives carrying impressions, tendencies, and emotional residues shaped by other experiences, other lives, other choices. This is what karma truly means. Not punishment, not reward, but continuity. A natural law of cause, memory, and balance. According to these teachings, the soul learns through repetition. When a lesson is lived fully, it dissolves. When it is avoided, misunderstood, or interrupted, it follows the soul forward. This is why certain emotions feel ancient inside you. Fear that appears without a clear trigger. Responsibility that feels heavier than your age. A longing for meaning that no external success seems to satisfy. These are not random psychological traits. They are echoes of unfinished understanding. Buddhist wisdom does not frame karma as something to fear. Karma is not a sentence. It is a teacher. Every recurring pattern carries information. Every emotional reaction points to something the soul is refining. When people suffer, it is often not because life is cruel, but because awareness has not yet caught up with experience. Once awareness arrives, suffering begins to loosen its grip. Symbols have always been used in spiritual traditions to translate invisible truths into something the human mind can recognize. Mantras, mandalas, elements, and numbers all serve this purpose. Numbers, in particular, are seen as neutral containers of vibration. They do not define destiny, but they reflect tendencies. They do not limit choice, but they reveal themes. In this way, numbers act like mirrors, quietly showing the soul what it already carries. This perspective changes everything. Instead of asking, "What is wrong with me?" the question becomes, "What is my soul learning?" Instead of resisting patterns, you begin to read them. Life stops feeling like a series of random struggles and starts to feel like a conversation. A conversation between who you have been, who you are becoming, and what you are here to understand. In ancient spiritual systems, moments of entry matter. The time a soul enters a body is not viewed as coincidence, but as alignment. Just as seasons carry different energies, so do years. Each year vibrates with a specific quality, a collective rhythm that interacts with the soul's unfinished lessons. When a soul chooses to return, it does not arrive randomly within time. It enters at a moment that can support what it needs to remember, heal, or complete. The birth year acts like a doorway. It reflects the energetic climate the soul steps into, but more importantly, it reveals how the soul interacts with that climate. Over centuries, spiritual traditions observed that the final digit of the birth year carries a condensed imprint of this interaction. Not the full story, but a key, a symbolic marker that points toward dominant karmic themes the soul brings forward. This is not about prediction, it is about recognition. The reason the last digit matters is because it represents closure and carryover. It is the final note of a cycle, the residue that moves forward. In karmic terms, it symbolizes what remains active when everything else has passed, what repeats, what insists on being felt again. This is why the final digit can feel uncannily accurate when interpreted through an emotional and spiritual lens. This approach is intentionally simple. There are no complex calculations, no charts, no systems you need to master. Ancient wisdom often favored simplicity, not because truth is shallow, but because truth is already present. Complexity belongs to the mind. Recognition belongs to the soul. By reducing the process to a single digit, attention moves inward instead of outward. When you look at the last digit of your birth year, you are not discovering something new. You are remembering something old, something already shaping your reactions, relationships, and inner dialogue. This number does not tell you who you must become. It quietly reflects what you are already carrying, waiting to be understood rather than resisted. Now, slow down for a moment. Before understanding anything else, allow yourself to become present. This is not information meant to be rushed. In ancient teachings, recognition only happens when the mind becomes still enough to receive it. So take a breath. Let your shoulders soften. Let your attention settle inward, even if just slightly. Look at the year you were born, not the full number. Only the final digit, that single number, is what we will work with. This is your soul number in this context. Simple, direct, uncomplicated. There is nothing else you need to calculate, nothing you need to compare. This number is not better or worse than any other. Each carries a different lesson, a different kind of weight, a different form of wisdom. As you hold this number in your awareness, notice what arises: curiosity, skepticism, recognition, discomfort. Any reaction is valid. Ancient traditions teach that resistance itself is information. If something feels close, it is because it touches a lived truth. If it feels distant, it may simply not be ready to surface yet. Do not try to analyze or judge what comes next. This is not about labeling yourself or placing limits on your life. It is about understanding patterns so they no longer control you unconsciously. Awareness loosens repetition. Recognition creates space. As we move forward, listen not just with your mind, but with your emotional memory. Hold your number gently. Let it be present without expectation. This is not a test. It is an invitation. If the last digit of your birth year is 0, your soul carries the energy of completion. In many spiritual traditions, 0 represents the end of a cycle and the space that follows it. Souls marked by this number often return after long karmic journeys, carrying emotional residue from many experiences already lived. This can create a deep, quiet heaviness that is difficult to explain. You may feel older than your age, reflective by nature, or drawn to solitude without fully understanding why. People with this soul number often experience emotions without clear personal origin. A sense of grief that comes and goes, a feeling of detachment from worldly urgency, an instinct to observe life rather than chase it. This is not emotional distance, it is emotional saturation. Your soul has seen enough to know that not everything needs to be pursued, proven, or conquered. Because of this, you may struggle with motivation in a world that celebrates constant ambition. There is often a recurring pattern of endings in your life. Relationships close quietly. Chapters end without dramatic conflict. You may feel called to let go more often than others, even when you do not fully understand what is being released. This is not loss, it is karmic closure. Your soul is skilled at finishing what others leave unfinished, even if the process feels lonely. The lesson of this lifetime is not to withdraw from life, but to remain open while releasing attachment. To learn that completion does not mean emptiness, it means space. Space for peace, wisdom, and emotional clarity. If this is your number, your depth is not a burden. It is a form of spiritual maturity, asking to be honored rather than hidden. If the last digit of your birth year is 1, your soul carries the imprint of initiation. In many lifetimes, souls marked by this number return as starters, pioneers, and path openers. This creates an inner pressure to move forward, to decide, to act, even when guidance feels unclear. From an early age, you may have felt different, independent, or subtly separated from others, as if life expected strength from you before you felt ready to give it. This karmic pattern often brings a deep sense of loneliness. Not because you lack people, but because few seem to truly understand your inner drive. You may feel responsible for choices others avoid, or called to take risks that feel heavy rather than exciting. Failure can feel personal, and success can feel isolating. This is because leadership energy is not about dominance, but about standing first in uncertainty. Many souls with this number struggle with self-doubt hidden beneath determination. You may appear confident while internally questioning every step. This is not contradiction, it is initiation. Your soul is learning how to lead without hardening, how to move forward without abandoning vulnerability. Past lives may have involved authority, command, or decisive roles that left emotional residue around control and independence. The lesson in this lifetime is to redefine strength, to understand that leadership does not require constant self-reliance, and courage does not demand emotional isolation. If this is your number, your path is not meant to be easy, it is meant to be meaningful. You are here to begin, again and again, with awareness instead of force, and with presence instead of pressure. If the last digit of your birth year is 2, your soul carries the karmic memory of connection. Souls marked by this number often return after lifetimes devoted to care, partnership, and emotional responsibility. From an early age, you may have learned to sense the needs of others before your own. You feel deeply, listen closely, and notice emotional shifts that most people overlook. This sensitivity is not accidental, it is remembered skill. Because of this, your life may be shaped by patterns of self-sacrifice. You give more than you receive. You stay longer than you should. You carry emotional weight that was never meant to be yours. Saying no can feel like betrayal, and choosing yourself can trigger guilt without a clear reason. This does not mean you are weak. It means your soul has learned across lifetimes to survive by maintaining harmony. Many people with this soul number struggle with blurred boundaries. You may feel responsible for others' happiness, moods, or stability. When relationships fail, you may instinctively blame yourself. This is karmic residue from lives where connection meant survival and separation meant danger. Your nervous system still remembers that closeness once kept you safe. The lesson of this lifetime is balance, to learn that care does not require self-erasure, that compassion can exist alongside boundaries, that your worth is not measured by how much you carry for others. If this is your number, your sensitivity is not a flaw to correct. It is a gift, learning how to rest. If the last digit of your birth year is 3, your soul carries the karmic energy of expression. In many lifetimes, souls marked by this number learned through voice, creativity, emotion, and presence. You may feel things intensely and experience sudden shifts between joy and melancholy, inspiration and withdrawal. This is not instability, it is emotional openness. Your inner world is vivid, alive, and constantly moving. At the same time, there is often a hidden fear of being fully seen. You may long to express yourself, yet hesitate at the moment of visibility. Praise can feel uncomfortable. Judgment can feel overwhelming. In past lives, expression may have brought attention that was unsafe, misunderstood, or cut short. That memory lingers as caution, even when the desire to shine remains strong. This creates a pattern where emotions rise quickly, but are not always shared clearly. You may laugh while carrying sadness, or entertain others while neglecting your own truth. The world may see lightness, while depth remains guarded. This disconnect can lead to feelings of being unseen, even when surrounded by people. The lesson of this lifetime is permission. Permission to express without apology, to allow joy without guilt, to speak, create, and feel without shrinking. If this is your number, your emotional range is not excess. It is language. Your soul is learning that being seen does not mean being lost. If the last digit of your birth year is 4, your soul carries the karmic imprint of structure, labor, and responsibility. In many lifetimes, souls marked by this number learn to survive through discipline and endurance. You may feel an internal pressure to be reliable, to hold things together, and to create stability not just for yourself, but for others. Rest can feel undeserved, and relaxation may trigger unease rather than relief. This soul number often brings a deep fear of chaos or loss of control. Sudden change can feel threatening, even when it leads to growth. You may resist uncertainty and cling to routines, roles, or obligations long after they stop serving you. This is not stubbornness, it is memory. Your soul remembers times when structure meant safety and collapse meant harm. People with this number often carry more than they admit. You may feel responsible for fixing, organizing, or maintaining everything around you. When things fall apart, you may turn inward with self-blame, even if the situation was never yours to manage alone. This pattern can lead to exhaustion masked as strength. The lesson of this lifetime is flexibility, to understand that stability does not require rigidity and duty does not require self-denial. You are here to build, yes, but also to breathe. If this is your number, your reliability is a gift, but your worth does not depend on how much you hold together. If the last digit of your birth year is 5, your soul carries the karmic energy of movement and change. Souls marked by this number often return with a deep internal restlessness, a sense that staying still for too long is emotionally uncomfortable. You may feel driven to explore, to shift directions, to reinvent yourself, even when there is no clear external reason to do so. This is not inconsistency, it is memory stored in motion. In many past experiences, freedom was limited or controlled. Your soul remembers confinement, restriction, or lives shaped by rigid rules. Because of this, any form of stagnation in this life can trigger anxiety or impatience. You may feel easily bored, mentally scattered, or dissatisfied once novelty fades. Commitment can feel heavy, not because you lack depth, but because your soul fears being trapped again. This pattern can create inner conflict. On one side, a strong desire for meaning and experience. On the other, a tendency to escape discomfort rather than stay with it. You may move forward quickly, but struggle to feel grounded. This does not mean you are avoiding responsibility. It means your nervous system associates freedom with safety. The lesson of this lifetime is direction. To learn that freedom does not disappear with commitment and stability does not equal imprisonment. You are here to experience life fully, but also to anchor yourself within it. If this is your number, your restlessness is not a flaw. It is energy learning how to settle without losing its fire. If the last digit of your birth year is 6, your soul carries the karmic memory of care, protection, and healing. Souls marked by this number often return after lifetimes spent supporting others, holding families, communities, or emotional systems together. From an early age, you may have felt responsible for maintaining harmony, stepping in when others struggled, or becoming the emotional anchor in difficult situations. This pattern often creates a deep sense of duty toward loved ones. You may instinctively put others first, even when it costs you rest, joy, or personal direction. Guilt can arise when you choose yourself, as if your well-being must be earned through service. This is not selflessness by nature alone, it is karmic memory. Your soul learned that love once required sacrifice. Many people with this number experience emotional burnout without recognizing it. You give support freely, but struggle to receive it. You may attract people who need help, guidance, or healing, reinforcing the belief that your value lies in what you provide. Over time, this can create quiet resentment or exhaustion that feels confusing and shameful. The lesson of this lifetime is balance in care, to understand that healing does not require self-erasure and love does not demand constant giving. You are here to nurture, yes, but also to be nurtured. If this is your number, your compassion is not meant to drain you, it is meant to flow in both directions. If the last digit of your birth year is 7, your soul carries the karmic imprint of inner searching. Souls marked by this number often return after lifetimes devoted to contemplation, study, spiritual inquiry, or solitary paths. You may feel drawn to depth, silence, and meaning beyond appearances. Superficial conversations can feel draining, and social environments may leave you feeling disconnected, even when you are surrounded by people. This creates a quiet inner conflict. On the outside, life demands participation, performance, and adaptation. On the inside, your soul longs for truth, understanding, and authenticity. You may feel misunderstood, out of place, or emotionally distant from the world, not because you lack feeling, but because your inner landscape is richer than what most spaces allow. This is not arrogance or avoidance, it is a mismatch of depth. Many people with this soul number struggle with trust. You may question motives, systems, or beliefs instinctively. Doubt becomes a form of protection. In past lives, blind faith may have led to disappointment, loss, or disillusionment. That memory now expresses itself as skepticism, withdrawal, or excessive self-reliance. You may feel safest in your own mind, even when it becomes isolating. The lesson of this lifetime is integration. To learn that depth does not require isolation and wisdom does not demand withdrawal from the world. You are here to bridge inner truth with outer life. If this is your number, your distance is not rejection. It is discernment, learning how to open without dissolving itself. If the last digit of your birth year is 8, your soul carries the karmic energy of power, authority, and material mastery. Souls marked by this number often return after lives closely tied to leadership, control, or influence over resources and people. You may feel a strong drive toward achievement, recognition, or impact, paired with an equally strong fear of losing control. Life may feel intense, demanding, and cyclical, with periods of rise followed by sudden collapse. This soul number often brings experiences that test integrity. Success may come quickly, then disappear just as fast. Responsibility can feel heavy, and failure can feel devastating, as if it threatens your identity. These cycles are not punishment, they are correction. Your soul is refining its relationship with power, learning where strength becomes force and where authority becomes fear. People with this number may struggle with trust, both in others and in life itself. You may feel the need to manage everything to avoid loss. Vulnerability can feel dangerous, and rest can feel undeserved. In past lives, misuse of power or sudden loss of status may have left deep impressions. Those memories now surface as pressure to succeed and terror of falling. The lesson of this lifetime is ethical power. To learn that true strength does not require domination and stability does not come from control alone. You are here to build, lead, and influence with awareness rather than fear. If this is your number, your challenges are not signs of failure. They are invitations to rise without losing yourself. If the last digit of your birth year is 9, your soul carries the weight of completion and compassion. Souls marked by this number often return after many lifetimes of involvement, attachment, and emotional depth. You may feel things intensely, not only for yourself, but for the world around you. Suffering, injustice, and loss can affect you deeply even when they are distant. This is not emotional fragility. It is an old heart that remembers too much. People with this soul number often experience grief without a single cause. A quiet sadness, a sense of mourning, or a feeling that something is always ending. You may struggle with detachment, holding on to people, roles, or memories longer than necessary, not because you lack strength, but because your soul knows how precious connection is. Letting go can feel like betrayal, even when release is necessary. This karmic pattern can also create exhaustion. You may feel responsible for easing pain, offering understanding, or carrying emotional burdens that are not yours. Compassion flows naturally, but boundaries feel unnatural. In past lives, your soul may have served, sacrificed, or loved deeply, often at great emotional cost. That memory now expresses itself as empathy that borders on overwhelm. The lesson of this lifetime is release with love. To understand that compassion does not require suffering and care does not demand self-loss. You are here to complete cycles gently without carrying them forward. If this is your number, your sensitivity is not too much. It is wisdom learning how to rest. At this point, something important becomes clear. The patterns you recognized are not isolated. They are repeating across countless lives, across different people, across entire age groups. This is not coincidence. Ancient teachings speak of collective return, moments in time when many souls carrying unfinished lessons reappear together, drawn by similar energetic conditions. When this happens, individuals begin to feel the same questions rising at once. This is why so many people today experience a sense of not belonging, even when they are surrounded by others. Why emotional fatigue, existential anxiety, and the search for meaning feel widespread rather than personal. You are not behind in life. You are not broken. You are part of a shared remembering. When many souls awaken simultaneously, the old systems begin to feel empty and superficial answers stop working. This shared awakening can feel isolating at first. When awareness grows faster than the world around you, loneliness often follows. You may feel out of place in conversations, disconnected from goals others chase, or exhausted by expectations that no longer resonate. This does not mean you are meant to withdraw. It means you are perceiving something deeper, something many are only beginning to sense. Across generations, souls with similar karmic imprints are recognizing each other through emotion rather than logic. Through resonance rather than explanation. This creates an invisible community, one built not on identity labels, but on shared understanding. When you feel seen by ideas rather than people, it is because your awareness is aligning. If you are here, listening, reflecting, recognizing yourself, understand this. You are not alone in this experience. You are not late. You are not early. You are exactly where your soul intended to be, awakening alongside others who are remembering too. Recognition is only the beginning. Ancient teachings emphasize that awareness without integration can become another form of burden. Understanding your soul number is not meant to define you or trap you in explanation. It is meant to soften your relationship with yourself. When patterns are seen clearly, they lose their power to repeat unconsciously. What once felt like fate begins to feel like choice. Integration begins with compassion. Instead of resisting your tendencies, you begin to work with them. Sensitivity becomes guidance instead of overwhelm. Restlessness becomes movement with intention. Responsibility becomes service without self-erasure. Nothing needs to be forced or corrected. The goal is not transformation through effort, but through understanding. This awareness also invites patience. Karmic patterns did not form in one lifetime, and they do not dissolve instantly. Peace arrives gradually, through small shifts in perception. Each time you recognize a familiar reaction and choose presence instead of habit, something loosens. The soul learns that it is safe to change. Most importantly, integration creates space. Space between who you are and what you experience. This space is where calm lives. When you no longer identify completely with every emotion or role, inner noise begins to settle. Life does not become perfect, but it becomes lighter. This is not about becoming someone new. It is about becoming more yourself without the weight of misunderstanding. Awareness, when held gently, becomes peace. If you have stayed until now, it is because something within you recognized itself along the way. Not every word, not every description, but a feeling, a sense of truth that does not need to be proven. Ancient teachings say that when understanding arrives quietly, it is because the soul already knows. It is remembering, not learning. Nothing about your life has been random. Not your struggles, not your emotional patterns, not the moments where you felt lost, different, or misunderstood. Every experience has been shaping awareness, even when it felt like failure. You did not come here to be perfect. You came here to understand something specific, something only you could carry in this way. As you move forward, hold your soul number lightly. Let it inform, not define. Let it guide, not limit. Awareness is not a destination. It is a way of walking through life with less resistance and more presence. When you understand your patterns, you stop fighting yourself. When you stop fighting yourself, peace becomes possible. Take a moment before leaving this space. Breathe. Feel where you are. Whatever lesson you carry, whatever memory you are releasing, trust that your soul knows the timing. You are not behind. You are not alone. You are exactly where you need to be, remembering why you came. Now I encourage you to do something powerful. Write in the comments below, "I claim wealth, abundance, and prosperity in my life in 2026. This is more than just engagement. It is a way of setting your intention into movement. Declaring your focus in a public space sends a strong, energetic message that you are ready to align with prosperity. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe for more content on Buddhist teachings, Feng Shui, and ancient wisdom. And don't forget to share this with someone who could use a little more prosperity in their life. Let's spread the energy of abundance together. See you in the next video.